The Last Emperor is a 1987 epic biopic film directed by Bernardo Bertolucci about the life of China's last emperor, Pu Yi. The film counts with awesome acting by John Lone and Peter O'Toole, amazing soundtrack by Ryuichi Sakamoto, and fantastic cinematography by Vittorio Storaro. At the same time that the film was an absolute success and won 9 Oscars, I still consider it a criminally underrated film. You never see it in lists of the greatest films of all time, and this is unbelievable. But running a little bit away from the film as a whole, I would like to discuss one particular scene. And my friend, how hard it was to choose just one. At a certain point in the story, Pu Yi starts his studies in Western civilization with a Scottish professor named Reginald Johnstone. During one of these classes, Johnstone and the Emperor talk about the West and its traditions, when Pu Yi accidentally reveals that he is hiding a mouse in his pocket.
Who is this George Washington?
Famous American, Your Majesty, a revolutionary general, the first American president.
Ah, like Mr. Lenin in Russia?
Not quite.
Does he have a car?
He lived a long time ago, Your Majesty.
I want a car.
I think your mouse is trying to escape, Your Majesty.
Please do not tell anyone about my mouse.
Remember, this happens when they are talking about a world that the Emperor never saw. This is very important, believe me. Later in the film, we have the scene.
I hope the Emperor has not forgotten that this is the day for his math class. For your Majesty.
My doctor said bicycles are bad for you.
Bad for you nonsense.
How does it work?
Oh, it's simple. Head up and eyes forward. As in life.
My mother's dead, is she not?
Yes, Your Majesty. I'm profoundly sorry.
I'm not. She killed herself. She swallowed a ball of opium. I'm going to see her, and my brother.
Open the door! Open the door! Open the door.
Let's start with the symbolic terms. Firstly, we need to understand that this conversation is not about the mouse. In fact, the mouse symbolizes the ambition of Pu Yi. I mean, his wish to know the world, to experience freedom. According to Jean Chevalier, in ancient China, the rat was considered a symbol of prosperity and richness. Pu Yi already has prosperity and richness in his palace, but his wishes do not reside on money, but on knowledge, to understand the Western civilization. This is clear when we see that the mouse tries to escape from his pocket as soon as they are talking about the great leaders of the West. And so he says to Johnstone to keep it a secret, because no one in China should know that the emperor is seduced by the outside world. Another great example of the emperor's desires is the fact that Johnstone finds Pu Yi in a pretty weird situation. A kind of funny moment where he is with his eyes shut involved in a white fabric while his minions play with him. This is a symbolic exposition of the emperor's real situation, where he's just a toy, symbol of a decadent China, surrounded by suck-ups. His enjoyment is demolished when Johnstone arrives with a bicycle, symbolically breaking the fantasy in which the emperor is immersed. Soon after, Pu Yi starts to drift his bicycle between his minions. Again, a symbolic situation to reflect that his wishes must drift inside Chinese traditions, taking care not to show them. The dialogues are quite simple. Pu Yi tries to use the death of his mother as an excuse to escape from the Forbidden City, which demonstrates that he is trying to achieve his dreams without disrespecting the traditions. However, he discovers that at this point he has no power at all. He screams to the guards, demanding them to open the gate, but without success. The cinematography is absolutely perfect. Johnstone and the bicycle appear from behind the minions, just like the emperor keeps his secret under appearances. The long-distance shots show just how big the Forbidden City is and how little, quite insignificant, the emperor is. While he arrives at the gates, they are shown as massive, almost colossal at the distance. Maybe a dream way too big for a small boy. His face is shined by the outside light, but suddenly is soaked in shadows as the gates are closed, demonstrating that his objective to escape is destroyed as soon as he tries to reach it. Pu Yi then returns to the palace in another long-distance shot where he is getting smaller and smaller, just like his dreams fading away. Concerning the soundtrack, I can barely explain how wonderful this composition is. At the same time that the notes denote hope, they are also melancholic, almost sad, depressing. An absolute masterpiece by Ryuichi Sakamoto.
the door! Open the door! Open the door!
Before we finish, we have to discuss the greatest moment of the scene. Puyi, faced with the fact that his dream of discovering the world outside the Chinese imperial tradition is dead, throws his little mouse against the gate. The body of the mouse kind of explodes and then falls to the ground. As we now know, symbolically, this is not a mouse. This is the dream. The wishes of a young boy condemned to live under a tradition that is bigger than himself. Here, he did not kill a mouse, he killed his dreams. The Last Emperor is a wonderful and absolutely well-made masterpiece. I repeat what I said at the beginning, this film is criminally underrated, and if you haven't watched it yet, give it a try and discover one of the most fantastic stories ever told on the big screen.